Hi, and a huge welcome to you, my lovely listener. So glad you're here. Today, you are joining me for a chat with Suhas. Suhas is a solo founder and indie hacker who's on a mission to escape the 9 to 5 grind by shipping two game changing tools: Cubix, the agentic AI video editor that lets you vibe edit videos with simple prompts, and Cubix Capture, studio inspired screen recorder with auto zoom built specifically for Windows users. It's really interesting to talk about video and video in the age of AI. How did you start with building a video editor?
Yeah, it was always one of my biggest things that I wanted to build. When I was in college, a lot of my friends were content creators and YouTubers. So I saw firsthand the things that they were struggling with. They used to spend weeks to put out a single video. And I remember them asking me if there was something that we could do with AI. And at that point, it wasn't possible. And now that everything's possible, I'm on a mission to build that and help people like that, and a lot of them just edit videos as soon as they can and just keep making content and keep building if that's what they're into.
Yeah, very interesting. If you think about vibe editing, what does it mean? How does it work? What's different from traditional video editing?
Yeah, so you might have heard of vibe coding by now. So it is the most popular thing on the internet. It's similar to that, where you don't have to do anything manually. You don't have to drag, you don't have to, cut keyframes, etc. There's an agent built inside it. You just have to ask for it. You have to say, make a viral video from this particular video, and then add zooms over here, make cut keyframes, add transitions, etc. All you have to do is just type like how you wipe code. It is similar to that, except for video editing. So that's the concept that I want to bring in and make it generalized.
And what functionality does such an editor have now? How can I imagine that if I work with it day to day?
Yeah, let's say, for example, if we take this one podcast, I've had a lot of podcasters say that this would be a lot very useful for them because, say, you record a 1 hour podcast and then you want to market this on Shorts or Instagram, for example, and you can just say that take out the best moments from this, and it gives you all the best moments, and then after that, well, it just doesn't give you clips, right? You also have to edit it. You have to add music or transitions, text, etc. All the things can be done by this by itself. Sometimes you don't even have to ask. It just does it by itself, right? So it has a lot of use cases for a lot of niches, for a lot of creators, types of content creators. So yeah, just trying to help all the content creators make their lives easier and put out a lot more content, including myself.
And I think this only is possible these days with the advancements of AI. Do you use a lot of different models? Is this mainly one provider? How does that work?
Yeah, there are combination of different models. Not one model can be used for all purposes. For example, there's Gemini, which is specialized in video and creativity. So I use a lot of that at the back end, to do and suggest edits. And then, of course, there's OpenAI. The 5.3 series is also really good at understanding and being agentic. That is also being used. Similarly, Claude as well. Claude is just amazing, as we all know. It just helps a lot of making that adjustments and making that creativity and intent into the videos. So yes, a combination of all is used, but it's not like one of them. We're not relied on one single one. We are flexible and we can adjust to what comes up new in the industry and just keep improving.
What's the most used feature if you look at it? So people would probably record a long form video, they would upload it, and then what do I do?
Yeah, so most ironically, the most used audience are podcasters. So what they do is they bring in a lot of huge video, right? And then they want a lot of clips from it. So that was one of the use case. And the next use case is that they just have a random video and they just random or a clip of videos, right? A bunch of videos, and they just tell it, uh, create a viral video from it, from a bunch of clips. So that's one of the top use cases. And then as well, creation. right? It is not only about editing. You also have to create videos with AI. Now that there's Sora, there's VO, there's Dance coming up as well. So that's also the use case. We just say that at this point, add a person talking or add a person doing X ABC. So yeah, those three would be one of the best features or the top used requested features from what I've seen so far.
And when you look at the technical challenges that currently exist, there's probably limits, right? So what is it you're currently struggling with the most?
In terms of technical, yes, rate limits. Those are the most. That is the my most technical challenge because there's a lot of users using it, and sometimes the models are not available. There's a lot of demand for every single model right now. That would be one, and the next one is sometimes the videos are not exactly clear, and the models are not perfect at analyzing those, and sometimes it goes wrong. And users are not happy when it goes wrong. Obviously, when they see such an application, they think that everything has to be everything will be perfect, but agents and LMs are seldom perfect. So yeah, that's the main problem in terms of technicality or stack wise. There's not much problem. It's just that delivering to the user's expectations, the making it truly agentic and creative, which is a very tough task for an LLM. That has been one of the major challenge, and I'm trying to solve it right now.
And how is it going? You have users, right? How do you see good growth rate? Is the adoption good? What do you think? How will this go?
Yeah, so I haven't publicly launched anywhere yet. It's just on X, and I did a lot. I did some SEO, so I have around 600 users right now, all beta, and I'm getting amazing feedback and ways to improve it. I'm seeing the usage, and I'm just refining as we go. And I plan to launch pretty soon, and try to make some money as well.
Yeah, that's really, really very interesting. And then you have a second tool. I think it's called Cubix Capture, right? Maybe you could walk us through what it does.
Yeah, it's a very recently built tool. If you're on Mac, you have a thing called Screen Studio or Screen Charm where you just have to record your videos and the zooms and everything happen automatically where you click or where you type, where you move your cursor, and you get a lot of things, amazing backgrounds, captions, etc. And Windows, there's very limited set of tools or no tools for doing such a task. And one of my users wanted it. And then I did some research and found out many others wanted it too. So I started building it, and it was pretty straightforward. I built it in a week. I shipped it. It's pretty simple. All you have to do is just record your screen like normally how you do, and once it's done, the app automatically adds the zooms wherever it's required contextually. And it's not like it's on every click. It understands the recording and it adds wherever required. And the backgrounds as well. You have live backgrounds, amazing gradient backgrounds too. You can add captions. You can record your audio, video, camera, everything included. Everything is smooth. And then you can just export in a single click. You don't have to do anything. You have to record and export. So yeah, I shipped it around last week. Got good traction as well. Recently also got a paying customer. So yeah, coming along good.
Yeah, that's very interesting. And the, how is it for you to be a solo founder? I think it's it's probably different. Do you connect with other people outside? How do you work with being alone, basically?
Yeah, I have a friend, I take help from him sometimes. But yeah, majorly it's me and that, and I have a 9 to 5 as well. So, I don't feel that soloness anymore. I just log out of it and just keep building. And X as well. X helps a lot. I have a lot of amazing friends. Met a lot of amazing folks like you as well over there. I keep engaging with them every single day, and it never feels lonely. It's just like I'm connected to all parts of the world using just X.
Yeah, I think that's one of the miracles of X. I'm a bit scared that they are now wanting to make it more regional, but I think that's usually it's really great that it works really well worldwide and it removes the friction and you can talk to anyone, anywhere, and you interact with them.
Exactly.
I think that's a really large value. how do you balance shipping fast and marketing? You say you have quite a few hundred testers. How did you get them? I think that's a challenge for a lot of people.
Yeah, so as they say, I started building in public, not just posting every single day. I used to just show videos, right? Put out demos, put out photos of what I'm building, what I did, what changed from yesterday, and also not only that, I used to DM, and reach out to a lot of people who showed interest or commented, because that's when everything moves. Just posting and commenting will not get the users. You have to reach out to them. You have to, go run behind them and just see how it can meet their use case. Even though they say it doesn't, but you have to make them understand that it's part of their workflow. It can change how they work, and you just have to keep running behind them. And that was one of my first things. And then the even bigger source of traffic for me is SEO. I started SEO even before I, built like 10% of the product. I just took a domain, and then I and my friend just started building a lot of free tools, right? Free tools are one of the best sources of traffic. And yeah, that started around three months ago, maybe. I built a lot of free tools, a lot of blogs, and one tool in specific, which is a video watermark remover, right? So I spotted that trend for VO and Sora videos, and a lot of users came to that free tool to remove their watermarks, and a percentage of that users came to the homepage and also tried out Cubix as well. So that's the way I did, and I'll probably try continue doing so the same.
And when you have no boss as a solo founder, what keeps you disciplined? How do you continue moving forward?
It's just that drive, it's just that desire. You when you have users, right? They are more than your boss. You want to satisfy them, or you want to make sure you help them. A lot of them, when you see what you are building, will eventually help them. You don't need any other motivators. And of course, as I told, being on X, right? Seeing people like Mark ship tools day in, day out, and keep posting his success and his vlogs. He really inspires me, and just I just want to keep doing things and keep reaching users. It's not. I don't think there's any day where I've lost motivation, to do indie hacking. It's just there. That passion's there every single day.
Mm. And when you look back, what would you have liked to learn earlier? Is there something that you would have wished that you could have learned earlier?
Yes, communication. Communication is one of the greatest things ever, right? Being an introvert, it's literally the hardest thing for me ever. So I wish I started that sooner, but around last year, I started going out, going to events, networking with people, and that helped me a lot. Then apart from that, it's just sales and marketing. That's just so hard for us, being a developer. You never really know what it is or how it works, and you get no results until it comes. So I wish I'd learned that, and marketing, sales, and communication a lot sooner than I did. But yeah, I think everything works out.
Yeah, I think it's just a different skill, but the good thing is you can learn it, right? So you have to somehow just put in the work and then you will learn it. That's a good thing. I think you already mentioned a bit about your developer job, and this is also quite an interesting journey. What moved you from having the classical developer role to being, I would say, very generalistic, full stack solo founder, doing everything? And what's different about that?
Yeah, I always wanted to be this. I always wanted to be an entrepreneur, right? It's like I never wanted to do a job, but unfortunately, out of college, a job is essential to get started. So I got placed through my college, and then what happened is in 24, I went to a hackathon in Singapore, right? And there I came in top 10, and one of the people there, one of my mentors, or you can say the judges there, he just motivated me. He was like, "You're doing such cool products. I think from a job you'd benefit if you did indie hacking." And then he just inspired me. And then I came on X. I saw Mark. He inspired me again, and yeah, it just started all there. And yeah, it's completely different from what I do as a developer in my day job. There it is just solving Jira tickets. talking to a lot of managers, hopping on a lot of calls, getting very little things done. But as an indie hacker, 1 hour you get to do 20 different things, and you just focus on a lot of things. You learn things every single day, and it's just such a rewarding journey. You get to learn a lot about yourself, and the world, and just keep improving every single day.
Yeah, I find like I think there are probably few of these indie hackers who have inspired a generation of solo founders, people who just started shipping, like Peter Levels or Mark Liu or these guys. And what I found when I first looked at them, what I found very intriguing is that they just shipped a lot of tools. Like they didn't. I think a lot of what I see otherwise in the startup world is people just doubling down on something, and they
Hmm.
just threw stuff against the wall until something stuck, and then they doubled down on the ones that stuck, and the other ones they just shut down again. And this I find really really interesting in this space, and I haven't really seen it as much outside, I would say. The
Hmm.
sheer volume of products that they launched, like maybe sometime I would say 70 products or however many it are, of which then there are 3 or 4 that are really successful, and the other ones they just fade away. And I've always personally really liked that spirit, so I can um, completely aligned to that. If you look at it, would you continue to build solo, or are you looking for co-founders? Do you want to build a big company? What's your goal?
No, I don't have any desire to build a huge a huge company with a lot of employees. I just like to stay small, keep building things by myself, because that's where the fun is. I don't want to be stuck in a managerial business role. I just want to be in the action, right? I want to keep building stuff. I want to keep doing everything, keep building a lot of stuff. I mentioned I do have a friend who is like a co-founder, so we do a lot of things. And that's probably how it'll always be. I just want to be in the middle of everything, keep doing a lot of stuff. Even though I love to keep scaling, I love to do that myself as well. So yeah, that's how I imagine I'll make things.
Yeah, but depending on your tools, I mean, with what you're building these days with AI, you can get pretty far, I think, before you need a lot of people. You might maybe you could add an engineer, but an engineer who is completely an AI enabled will go very far, right? So it's not like people can just do so much more now than they could 4 years ago. And I think so. That's a realistic dream. And I also believe in this idea that we will see the first 1 billion revenue companies run by one person or a really, really small team, like maybe 5 people or something like that. I think this will happen. The one person will also happen, but I'm quite sure that we see a number of extremely revenue efficient companies that are just completely AI enabled, because you have such a good tooling when you have Stripe. You still need an accountant in these things, but if you do the marketing largely yourself, you can scale that a bit. But if you're in a non-classical B2B setup, then you can probably scale pretty far. How do you see that? When do you think the 1 billion one person company will happen?
I think it has happened already, right? I just saw a post on X, I think yesterday, where a developer saying he already had 1 billion in revenue, but I think it's very, very close. Maybe a matter of 3 to 4 months from now, we might see that happening. I think a lot of solo builders I see on X already have reached, 100K or 200K monthly. So I think it's very, very near, and yes, that's the greatest thing about AI, right? If you know some part of how to code, and how to build things, how to architect things, you're way ahead of people. You can just build a lot of things quickly, and you just what a team of 10 could do 2 or 3 years ago, you can do it with just you and your AI tool in a couple hours maybe. So yeah, it's just amazing the time that we live in, and I think it's one of the best times to be a solo founder. And I think the number is going to increase. Yeah, so no limits from now.
Yeah, yeah, it's interesting where we go, right? So, also with video models, what do you think, going back to maybe video editing, what do you think will be the next big trend? And how hard is it actually to do video editing right now if we go back to this? If I want to generate highlights from a video, for example, is it really still challenging? Do you see much room for improvement, or is the quality already very high?
Yeah, so the next trend will definitely be videos. You can already see the trend right now. I think OpenAI also acquired TBP and Read a podcast company, and Google is also fully focused on the video spaces. And I think the next trend is going to be video. Yeah, I think I'm aligned on that and trying to making that niche or space as soon as possible. And yes, like video editing is super hard, right? If you use a traditional editor like a DaVinci or a Premiere Pro, you know that it takes hours just to learn how where everything is, and then finding all the moments. It just takes an insane amount of time. So right now there are some tools. I wouldn't say there are no tools that does this, but what they usually do is they are not truly agentic. They just do it based on the transcriptions, the captions of the video, and that doesn't make it the best clipping or highlighting agents. What we do different is that we just don't see the transcriptions. We just do everything end to end transcriptions. We also get the video. We also get the agent to look at the video contextually, like behave like a human, be creative and intuitive, which is what's missing from a lot of tools. And yes, to answer your question, it is huge. Suppose you have like a 2 hour video, right? You'd have to go through the entire 2 hour video, seeing what I want, which should I keep, what should I not keep, and that usually takes hours. And with Cubix, you can just do that in a single prompt or a single click. You can just say it, and it'll give you the clips. And after it gives you the clips, you can also edit those clips for you, right? Getting clips one part, and then you also have to polish them, make sure that it's entertaining enough. It's viral enough. It has that. Uh, what do you say? It has that thing that makes it go viral, right? So everything matters here, and doing that manually or with some other tool, it takes a lot of time. And my aim is to bring that down to minutes. And yeah, that's what I'm working on.
Yeah, and then there's, I think, the trend that we still have the classical video editors like Final Cut or DaVinci, and a lot of professional people who I think are very accustomed to a certain editing flow, especially for just the normal editing um, of a classical video. Do you think that will also change?
That might, but yeah, not right now, because from what I've reached out, like I also reached out to a lot of professional video editors, and the response I get from them is that they're reluctant to try new tools, right? They've mastered whatever they're using right now, and that took them a lot of time, a lot of tutorials, etc. And they're reluctant to switch to a new tool, even though it might help them. But yes, I think it's going to be the next trend for sure. Yes, but it's going to be slow. So that's why even my approach is to target the small to mid-level creators who are just starting out and who don't have time to edit or have professional editors. Like, so they are willing to pay and get their edits done quicker, rather than professional editors who are just who love the art of editing, who they just love it. They have mastered it, and it might take time for them to switch. But we said the same thing about coders, didn't we? AI might only help. new people to get started. The coders might not use it, but the thing is opposite right now. The hardcore builders or coders are the ones who are using AI the most. So I'm hoping and aiming for that to change as well.
Yeah, I think in coding, at least to me, it was quite obvious super fast because I think that I remember the history. It started with GitHub Copilot for me before I switched to Cursor, and it was tab complete. So I would just click tab and I got to get a better autocomplete, I would say. This was the first step. And then that was already pretty good because for a lot of things that you would build, like for example, in the front end, um, this is just building blocks, right, that you put together. So it was already a lot more efficient than just typing everything out or copy and pasting things. And then I switched to Cursor, and Cursor had this chat and the first agentic capabilities where it would change the code. And then I switched to Cloud Code, and now I don't use Cursor as much anymore. I have an Google AI subscription, so I use anti-gravity if I ever want an editor, and outside of that, I just use Cloud Code. It has gotten so good that I rarely look at the code anymore that is written. It's quite impressive. I can imagine the same will happen for video. I can also imagine that there's just a large enough market that even if you don't cater for the people who are working as video editors, you're just hitting in different area of the market for quite a while until these tools become good enough. That is what I would assume. And there are just enough creators, as you said. If it saves me a day of work, I might be willing to accept just 20% less quality. I'm not making an action movie. If I make a podcast or something like that, and it's not going to the cinemas. I want really good audio and I want nice highlight clips. I think that's well identified. So, yeah, what do you think? What are the next big features that people are asking for that are coming? Do you think there will be um, something like incorporating AI generated content? What is going to happen there?
Yeah, yeah. Two things I'd say. One is of course AI generation, as you said. People, don't have all the videos now. They just want some content created for them. They just have something in their mind and they just want, a tool to make those and just put it out. So that's going to be one of the biggest things, creating videos or things from prompts. And the next thing is going to be motion graphics, right? Because if you see a lot of launch videos on X, so they all have amazing motion graphics, amazing, videos that they launch, and that takes a lot of time to build again, right? You have to use a Premiere or a DaVinci to build that, and I want to make that accessible as well here. It doesn't have to be AI video generation motion graphics. You can just play around with physics and make it such that the people are happy with what they get. So that's going to be my next plan. Integrate AI generated content and bring in motion graphics as well, where you can just ask for motion graphics and you get it. So you don't have to spend hours or hire somebody to make a launch video for you.
Yeah, that's also interesting. How much do you think a good launch video actually impacts your distribution? How important is a good launch video?
Oh, very, very important. I think we can launch. I have launched so many times, but none of my videos have gone viral. But if you see those that have gone viral, they're just so cinematic. They're like a movie trailer. You think of Cluely, you think of Mark's most recent launch, right? As well, that was such a banger of a video. That plays a huge role. Even if you have a remotely small audience, a good launch video that brings in interest, right? That you can just lift you off. That's hugely important from my point of view.
How does it work when you create, for example, a tutorial video or something like that? How much can AI help creating these kind of videos from screen recordings, for example? How well does editing on something like that already work?
From tutorials, I think it's all about screen recording, right? So I told I have another app called Capture where you can just record, and wherever you're clicking or wherever you're showing something, it can auto zoom. For tutorials, I think that's more than enough, and that's what they're looking for. If you want more editing, you can just add a little other flavors as well, like adding some b-rolls wherever you're not showing anything, or just giving some context. You can add some b-rolls that can be done by Cubix, or you can add some background music if you want. You can add some transitions, or you can just add some little extra elements of text that comes up when you say something, or when you show something good, right? So that there are a lot of things that can be done, and I'm teaching the agent inside Cubix to be like that, but it's not easy.
When you look ahead, like the next 6 to 12 months, what's up for the two tools? What are the large features that you see coming or that you would be excited to build where the models are just not there yet?
Yeah, I told you, right? One of my biggest ambitions is to integrate that motion graphics to make sure that everybody can just do amazing launch or any sort of videos that they want. And models might be there yet, might not be there that, but I'm giving my best to do that. And then, yeah, a lot of features in the pipeline depends on what the users want and how the users behave, right? So I'm waiting to be launched, get feedback and see what they want, and then iterate from there. But yes, majorly it's going to be video generation and motion graphics that are in my pipeline right now.
Interesting. And regarding screen capture, do you let it sit aside for now? Do you plan to also further build out the screen studio?
That's just pretty much done it. I don't think I can do much there. The zooms and everything are in there, but yeah, I'm also planning to do the same, build the same for Mac as well, right? Because why not? Some of the DMs that I did, they are Mac, and they were interested too. So I'm just trying to port it from Windows to Mac as well to make it cross-platform. And then I don't think there'll be much work in that. I am also planning to integrate that into Cubix, where whatever recordings you do, you can just bring them to Cubix and continue editing over there. And but my major focus will always be Cubix.
Yeah, yeah, interesting. If somebody started building right now, so they wanted to launch their first product, what would you recommend to them? Where should they start?
I don't know, just get an idea, and before you even start building, I think you would want to post it on X first. See how your users or your audience react. If you get any interest, or if there's a decent engagement on that, that I'd say that's your first validation. And then next, I think you have to identify your ICP. See who is going to be your best users. Uh, and then just reach out to them, listen to them, talk to them, get on a call with them, and see if what you're building would really be useful to them, or if they would switch from what they're using right now. And if you take both of those, I'd say you can just build an MVP in 2 or 3 days with AI now, and you can just buy a domain, start posting on X, and start marketing. That's all. It's really simple. All of it is just a week's work right now, and you can just do it countless number of times.
Think you have built in public for a while now. And if you look back, what was the single hardest lesson that you had to learn? Where did you think, okay, if I had known it 2 years earlier, my life would have been a lot easier?
Building public, yes, but just posting also doesn't work. Even though what you post is good, if they like it, they want to use it instantly, right? If you just say I've posted this, and they have no way to try it, it's just useless. And nobody will wait for 2 3 weeks for you to complete the build and then just give it. So what I learned is that you just have to have something that's accessible to the users, right? Just get something, even though it's not perfect, just have that something that where users can log in and give it a try. And while you do that, just keep building, keep posting so that they can also try it in real time and give you feedback rather than just posting and then waiting 2 weeks for that to launch. So yeah, that's what I learned the hard way. And if I would start over, I'd just say that I'll have a build ready and then I'll start posting about it.
If there are people who are still building in silence instead of building in public, what would you say to them? Should they switch? Is it good to build in silence or better to build in public?
Yeah, as I told, if you have something that's working, just start posting about it and then continue iterating in public. If you keep building in silence, nobody's coming to help you. When you launch, it's going to be crickets, right? You don't get any traction or not people know what you're building. The other thing of building in public is others know what you're building, right? So, for example, if somebody else on X requests for a tool that you're building and you're not there, right? Somebody else will comment on that post that I'm building this tool. You can go check my tool out. That's another advantage of building in public. So you don't have to market it yourself. If you do it long enough and people know what you're doing and are impressed by what you do, others kind of do it for you, and that's a big part of, a very underrated part of building in public.
Yeah, I can only agree to that. So I think it's really important, first of all, to talk about the things you are building about. Don't worry about the competition, it will come anyway. So it doesn't matter. If your product is successful, you will have competition. So rather de-risk that there's nobody who really wants what you're building and nobody who really cares what you're building, and get feedback early. I would always second this 100%. And there's a very active community, especially on X, of people who are building all kind of stuff, I would say. And this is it's really nice to be involved in them. What is the most support that you have gotten from that community? Where did it click for you that it makes so much sense to be there?
Yeah, I mean, I was also posting to Void for around 2 to 3 months, right? It doesn't come like that, but once I started posting consistently, you can see the same people who are engaging with your content, and I got DMs that your content is helpful. It helped me start as well. It helped me do this. So that's all you could ask for when you start doing content. And I made a lot of connections saying they would want to try it out. And one of my recent paying subscribers is also one of the first who I also met him on X. Right, I've never met him anywhere. I used to talk to him for around 3 to 4 months, and then he finally told me that you deserve it, and I'm buying your subscription. So, it is amazing the kind of community is here on X. As you said, everybody's building something, so everybody's involved in their own things. Nobody's going to steal your idea. They only want to see what cool stuff you're building, and if that's something that intrigues them, they're going to try it out. Right? It's just one of the best places to build in and be a founder.
Yeah, I mean, the stealing ideas, I don't really believe in much. Yeah, people will get inspired and some people will build the same thing. But if they build something that is better than you and they market better than you, I mean, the chances are there that they would have done it anyway or somebody else would have done it. I think it's on you to build something that works. And also, it's a competitive environment. I think that is there's a trade-off to things. If you talk to no one, you will have no customers, but nobody will know what you're building. Latest, when you start selling it, people can just buy a subscription, log in anyway, take a look. It's not like you can take a complete look through at everything. You can rebuild it if you want. I think this is it's completely misled in my opinion, and people still that might change with AI, but people still grossly underestimate how hard it is to consistently grow a business. It's a lot more than just launching a product. And I think that's what you see from the really successful people in the space, that they are very good at marketing and getting people's attention and then promoting their tools. Like all the big guys, they are good at marketing, I would say. They are also good at building products, but that is my opinion. How important do you think is marketing is, and how important will it become for you over the next year?
Oh, it's so important. I think it's even more important than building at this point because you can build everything, but if there's nobody to use it or pay for it, it doesn't matter, right? It just sticks. It just stays in your portfolio, but you get nothing out of it. Marketing is literally everything, and I've learned that the hard way as well. The very first thing that I built around 6 months ago, I got no users for around 3 to 4 months, and that's when I started focusing a lot on X. And I wouldn't say it's amazing right now, but it's better than what it used to be, right? So marketing is very important, and it all that I'd say the real game starts after you launch. The launch is just step zero. Once you launch, everything starts. You have to figure out marketing. You have to do a lot of things that you weren't thought are not as fun. But yes, marketing is a huge thing, and as you said, my next 6 months to 1 year, it's going to be all good. Depends on how good I do marketing, right? It's my biggest thing, and yes, I am learning and focusing on marketing right now, and it's a learning curve. I think I'll only get better if I start doing and keep doing it.
This is really interesting. I am wishing you best of luck for your journey. Thank you so much for being on this episode. And to you, my listeners, see you next time.
Thank you. It's a pleasure meeting you.